fiddling with me knob.
To kick off this week's show, I have some bad news. I was hoping that the Green Lantern movie fuck-ups, as previously mentioned, were going to be mistakes. The big one being Tom R.E. having an orange chest. If you've no idea what I'm talking about, I'm not really too bothered at the moment because I'm seething. Because this piece of shit baseball cap proves that that wasn't a dud piece of artwork that was released. That is actually how they're intending him to look, so I'm pissed off. In other news, the Superman reboot. The director has said he's not going to be able to give much away, but Superman needs to be physical in this film. Now, his two big things are the fact that he's almost indestructible and he's super strong. Saying he needs to be physical is like saying the Wizard of Oz needs to be a bit magical. The one thing that has cheered me up this week is, well, this.
Whatever happens, stay who you are. Not just a soldier, but a good man.
How do you feel?
Taller.
What do you think?
I think it works.
So, as you can see, that, well, Captain America is something that I've been looking forward to anyway. I wasn't completely sure about Chris Evans, as a lot of people haven't. He's bulked up, we've seen that. But in the trailer you can see the difference between his thin self and his bulked up self. And it's absolutely brilliant. It's not quite kind of the machinist thin, but it's looking like it's going to be really, really good.
Basically, it looks like it's going to be Captain America saves the day. I did notice there's a quick flash of Crimson Skull as well, and lots of explosions.
Lots of explosions, as there needs to be. The Crimson Skull is going to feature heavily because he's the big baddie.
Yes.
There are some good images have been released of the Crimson Skull. Those are going to be linked either on the information box below or on our Facebook page at some point. For definite. I'm definitely we're going to be following all of these superhero movies that are coming up recently. Shane Black, who brought you The Last Action Hero and Lethal Weapon, is looking to be a favourite for directing Iron Man 3. Not definite, but he is definitely being considered as a contender at the moment by all the big movie sites, nerd sites, what have you. So hopefully that will happen because I'm quite excited about that.
There is a slight thing that he has to do in order to be able to do this job. He will have to write a screenplay for it for the Marvel bigwigs, just to make sure that he is good enough for the job. So
he gets an exam first.
Yes, so it's pretty much like applying for ASDA, but cooler.
So he needs to write a screenplay as well as direct.
Well, yeah, he basically has to be able to show that he is well and capable enough to be able to be in charge of this movie.
Melissa Rosenburg, who wrote the screenplay, coincidentally, for Twilight, all the 3 films, which she did the best she could considering the source material.
Dude,
I'm not defending the books. I'm not defending Stephanie Meyer. But the films were not bad. I've been told I've lost my man points for admitting this, but I enjoyed the films. But yes, Melissa Rosenburg, who wrote the screenplay for the Twilight movies, is going to be writing the Highlander reboot, remake, what have you. I don't see why they have to remake Highlander at all, but they are. So we're going to have to live with it.
So much for literally there can only be one.
There can only be one. Or the original ones. But even so, I'm not sure what they're going to do with it.
Fingers crossed it's not going to be anything like Endgame. Because I don't know if you've seen Endgame, but my God, that film was cheese fest.
Yeah, not looking forward to that. In actual comic book news, the Arkham City comic books, or comic series, is going to be starting in May. It's written by the man who wrote both the Arkham games, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, so the writing is definitely going to be good. As you can see from the cover art we've managed to get, it is going to look good as well, so thumbs up on that.
It's basically going to come out in 6 parts as well, just to let you know. 6 parts, but then in between parts there's going to be mini issues as well, which are going to cost around about $1. So DLC for comics, guys, it's happening.
Micropayments. As we all know, Johnny Storm is dead. The Fantastic Four are no more. Get over it. But they're back with even gay-looking costumes as the Future Foundation. Spiderman is joining them, so there's still 4 of them. They now have 2 Fs in their name, but it doesn't look like any Fs on their suit. As you can see from, again, more concept art, it looks a bit crap. I mean, Spider-Man looks okay. I don't like this artist, frankly, not to be too harsh. We shall see what happens with that. I thought Spider-Man was still a wanted criminal after Civil War, but apparently you leave the universe alone for 10 minutes and it all goes to pot and you've no idea what's happening anymore. So, there we go. There is another video game movie coming out, but I don't know anything about it. So, over to Ryan.
Okay, right, so Uncharted. It's a game that a lot of PS3 fans know and love very, very well. Some
Never
people
heard of
think it was some people think it was a bit too cinematic, which, if you think about it, they're making a movie of Uncharted, which cinematic is good. But David O. Russell, the director, seems to not know his arse from his elbow, according to the storyline that he's putting forwards for it. He's basically saying it's going to be following a crime syndicate-esque family that are trying to do a big job in the arts and antiquities world. That is nothing to do with Nathan and Sully travelling the world, getting into scrapes and possible supernatural things happening to them as well. Apparently Mark Wahlberg's going to be in it, as well as Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci. Sounds like a good cast, but if they aren't following the storyline of Uncharted at all, this could be another Super Mario Bros. Movie, I'm sad to say.
See, I have seen that, so they're doing to... What's the game called? Sorry.
Uncharted.
Yeah, that. They're doing to that what they did to Mario Brothers.
Pretty much. Even though I do love Mario Brothers for its weird quirks, but it was quirky. That's
although, to be fair, they didn't have as much of a game to actually build a movie on.
Yeah, this one was basically a cinematic masterpiece, like, in a game. But then this director comes along and goes,
I mean, they're in talks. I say they, this kind of imaginary they that we always talk about. But apparently there are talks in place for a movie adaptation of Heavy Rain.
Yeah.
Which was practically a movie already.
Yeah.
So
it's a game that's like a movie, which is going to be turned into a movie about a game that's like a movie. Yeah. Oh, my head hurts.
Effectively, what I'm thinking is, you'll go to the cinema, and it'll be just like the game, but without a controller.
Yeah, I suppose.
Half of the audience are going to be thinking what they want the characters to do next, and they'll probably be right. So, yeah. Gaming news. You've got a little bit of personal gaming news, haven't you, this week?
Yeah. This is my baby. Okay. Check it out, my little hoary fighting stick, not my little whore.
Your little hoary, is that what you call it, Ryan? Your little hoary fighting stick?
Look at her, she's beautiful. This is basically me preparing for Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I can't wait for it. I've been practicing with it for the last day or so, and yeah, I need a lot of practice with it, but as soon as I am ready with it, I will dominate. So, into actual gaming news. Apparently, in the rumour mill, Grand Theft Auto 5 could possibly happen before the end of this year.
Exciting.
Exactly. It makes sense as like 3 of the main players of Take-Two / Rockstar are leaving by 2012. Sam and Dan Holmes, like the 2 beast boys of Grand Theft Auto, and also Leslie Benzies, their contracts end in 2012. It sort of makes sense for them to release this game before that contract happens because, well, the contract gets terminated, should I say, because literally they are sitting there and going, well, we made this game, but look at our new game, give me a new job.
They want something new on their CV, don't they?
Yeah, basically adding to their resume, making themselves look like bad boys of gaming.
Well, obviously this is just speculation at the moment.
It is at the moment, but fingers crossed this will happen. Because
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
They've been success after success after success with the GTA series.
Yeah. GTA is probably one of the only games that have been running for a long, long time and still get into the main headlines because they're so offensive.
Still makes headlines.
Yeah. Like, they're so offensive, people still get offended by them. So, rock on you guys.
Indeed, rock on Rockstar.
Indeedy. Also, that has come up, Call of Duty have released basically saying, well, a press junket saying that they are going to be releasing an online service under their studio name Beachhead. What this actually means, no one knows at the moment. It could possibly mean that they're going to end up going with an MMO style gameplay with microtransactions. It could also be saying that they're going with a Battlefield Heroes type sort of thing with microtransactions.
Microtransactions are likely though.
More than likely. Microtransactions are probably going to be the way that Activision are going to milk this cash cow. Basically, they have confirmed something is going to be happening in China, which is free to play. This has come out at the same time saying that they are using their studio Beachhead. Beachhead definitely sounds like it's going to be incorporated with this Chinese game that they're releasing, and pretty much there is a lot of MMOs and sort of shooters and things like that that you have to pay cash to be able to get extra things that give you the edge in the game. So pretty much either way that this goes, Activision are going to be rolling in it.
Even more so than currently.
Yeah, they're going to be basically sitting there having baths in money and burning chinchillas. I don't know why chinchillas, but they've got the money to do it.
Because they make a nice squeak sound just as they start to go.
They're sort of like sitting there and it's like, do you know what I miss? Smell of burning fur. Squeak! But yeah, I digress. Also, Nintendo DS, well 3DS should I say, is due to drop in the next month or so. Tesco's in the United Kingdom, sorry Americans, are actually pricing this up at a pre-order price of £197.
Only, what, £3 less than their nearest competitor?
Sainsbury's. Yep. £2.29.
So, £3 difference.
Yep.
Not much.
Not much at all. There is a catch though. You have to go to voucher... what was it? vouchercodes.co.uk to be able to use a £20 off voucher, which would then take you to Tesco's website so that you can pre-order the 3DS at said £197, so it will be delivered to you on the actual day of release, which isn't too bad to be honest, because you won't have to go anywhere. I know what I'm like, I'm a lazy bastard at times. So, but pretty much, yeah, it's getting a lot cheaper for gamers out there because they're being kind.
Supermarkets leading the way.
Yeah, they're being kind for once, which is amazing. Nintendo of America head honcho, Reggie Fils-Aime. Reggie? Sorry. Nintendo of America's Reggie Fils-Aime has basically turned around and said that cheaper gaming on the move, aka smartphones, iPods, iPads and things like that, are ruining the gaming market. He has been quoted to say that Angry Birds is a great piece of experience. Not wrong there. But that is one compared to thousands of other pieces of content that for $1 or $2, I think create a mentality for the consumer, me and you, that a piece of gaming content should only be $2. Okay, myself as a gamer, I pay a lot more than $2 a game. I probably pay in excess of around about £300 a year, just on gaming alone.
I played World of Warcraft for 4 years. That's what the initial cost of each game. That's maybe £60 or £70, plus £8 a month the subscription cost for all that time. That's on one game.
Yeah.
Call of Duty. That was an expensive game, biggest game of all time.
Definitely.
What this effectively is Nintendo with the Wii and the DS effectively being their primary. They are the primary consoles. They've got this kind of pick up and play kind of idea to them, and they're in the same Venn diagram as mobile phones, and obviously they're looking for their money in different ways to Nintendo. So that's effectively, this man is being a whiny bitch. Ryan, your thoughts?
He is being a whiny bitch. Basically, he's sitting there seeing that these games are muscling in on his territory. People want quick gaming on the go for when they're travelling from home to work to wherever.
On the bus, train.
Yep. But people that are willing to spend money on the DS, the 3DS, they're not going to worry about it because it is a higher gaming experience. Pretty much, he's sitting there talking out of his butthole. In a really, really surprising for us guys sort of piece of news, we've got something to show you.
The smartphone with everything you need and the one thing you want. Xperia Play, coming soon from Sony Ericsson.
Okay, this is us hanging our heads in shame. I can't apologise enough. We got it wrong. Other people get it wrong, but we got it wrong.
It happens.
The PSP phone is happening. Of course, it's not called the PSP phone, it is the Sony Xperia. It is going to be basically running off of Android Portable operating system, but it is looking like a funky piece of kit.
It is indeed.
Basically, with this phone, it is a phone this way round. You turn it this way, slide it up a little bit, you've got yourself a gaming handheld, which will then allow you to play games on the go. Sony's PSP phone is happening. They have a massive, massive market to try and bust into, alongside Apple, but fingers crossed this will be working well for them. Better than the PSP Go.
Definitely. I mean, one of the big things with the iPhone, for example, is the fact that it's a touchscreen, so you don't have the physical controls.
No.
Obviously, with this, you will. It's sort of the iconic PlayStation controls on there. It will definitely work well. So yeah, I can see it being very, very popular when it comes out. It's still being made by Sony, just by their mobile phone department.
Yeah, it's not part of Ski or Skia if you're from America. Pretty much, it's going to have all the buttons on placement. It's going to have the D-pad. It's also going to have touch-based analog sticks. Pretty much, if they do this right, which hopefully they will get right off the mark with it.
And on yet another piece of related gadget news, the iPad 2 is rumoured to be in production right now. Well, actually, no, this isn't really news because the iPad 1, or just the iPad, has been released now for the best part of a year, so it's not surprising that the sequel will be in production, if not now, but very, very soon. So I don't know what Slashdot were thinking having this on their front page as a news item when it's obvious Every time with the iPhone 3G, with the iPhone 3GS, with the iPhone 4, every time it was treated as news.
Yep.
And
the iPod, literally these things have a year's life expectancy. It was bound to happen.
Yeah, it was going to. It's a guarantee. And from stupid news to the absurd news.
Favourite kind.
my favourite kind of news as well, and it's a science news item. An art/science exhibition called Blood Wars gives you the opportunity to find out whose dad's immune system is stronger. Effectively what they do is they take a blood sample from each participant, they separate off the white blood cells. For anyone who doesn't know, the white blood cells are the ones that attack the little nasties when you're ill. They stain them with a colour, so one would be red, one would be blue, for example, and then they mix them all up in a little petri dish and view them under a microscope. Whoever's white blood cells win by killing the other ones, that participant wins.
Pretty much. They have incorporated Street Fighter rules to this as well. Winner stays on. Pretty much when you sit there and play Street Fighter with your friends, winner stays on. It's the given rule. If your white blood cells win, they go on to fight another set of white blood cells. Pretty much, you will find out. I don't know how they're going to do this. Is it going to be like a little league table or something like that?
It would have to be a very small league table.
Well, yeah.
Because
it's
tiny.
Yeah, do you reckon they give them all names as well? That would be awesome. So,
but yes,
little Jimothy.
But yeah, that was posted on our Facebook page. That was probably my favourite story of the week because it was just so damn weird. Make sure you visit our Facebook page to keep up with all of the latest news that is important to us, that is important to you. You can post news to our Facebook page. If you find something that you think others should know about, post it there. If we like it, it will make it into the show. Things that we haven't had time to put into the show will go on the Facebook page. Yep.
Also, we're going to be running a community side of things from the Facebook page. Basically, we have some discussion boards on there about gaming, techs, and also the movies or comics, whatever you want to talk about, you will be able to talk about there.
Hello, just a quick note. I'm editing the show right now, but since we recorded, a community member has actually posted the first trailer for X-Men First Class on our Facebook page. Go over there now to watch the trailer and join in the discussion.
You sit there and you think, man, this is awesome, I want to share it with the world. Come to our Facebook page, we'll love it. We'll be able to sit there and converse in gentlemanly manners.
No being told, shut up, you're being boring. Because we all have the same interests, we're all nerds together.
We're a big, happy, nerdy family.
So, it's been BritNerds this week. I've been Tim.
And I've been me.
Ta-ta.
Toodaloo. Ow. You said big things.
Big things? When? When did I say big things?
The two big things that Superman has.
He has balls of steel.
They are going forth to try and find new and amazing sciences.
Sorry.